Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Having a good old time. My voice is fine.
Imagine that. After talking all day yesterday.
It's from all that exercise. 12 hours, a.k.a. 9 hours. That's the way I put it on the promo of radio.
Well, I mean, it's still...
Actually, you're the only one that did 12 hours.
Almost. That last hour, I was trying to clean up and put everything away, but I was still here.
Well, you were still here helping out.
Yeah, I was still here.
I want to thank you, Denise. You did a great job yesterday. And, how should I say this? My former karate instructor, or sensei, William Dimitrick, always said, a bitchin' soldier's a happy soldier. So despite my grumpiness about guests, I really don't mind them as long as they're good. And we made all the guests great yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, when I think about them all, Bobby Mackey was a blast. Will Fong was fun. The music guy at the end was fun.
Will Fong.
The studio. The realtors were fun. Boy, I had fun beating up Judy.
Oh, wait.
Sure
She didn't bring you a check.
Yeah, I know.
We got to collect a donation
Call her
from
out
her,
on that.
man.
And by the way, Bill Spry sent me a thank you about that $50,000, Larry Grouse.
I think that'll help out.
So how much did we raise? $50,000 plus what?
$50,300.
Here, yeah.
But
really.
we fell short, I think, of $100,000. I apologize to everybody.
Yeah, probably just a few thousand, though.
Now, I know what the answer is going to be, but let's start with the traffic report.
Oh, I haven't even looked. Are you kidding? I'm like sitting here trying to work on everything else for you. Let's look at this real quick. But I bet you could guess that. You know that? Just wait.
Everything is fine.
Nope. There are a couple of accidents. So how about that? One on Town at Route 4. And then the other one is Reading and US 52. So, let me correct that. Reading at the Norwood Lateral. So Reading is US 42, and I said 52. So my eyes are almost open. I haven't had coffee yet.
All right, the quote of the day in the newsletter. And if you would like to get my daily newsletter, and to be just very honest with you, if you get my newsletter, you won't have to read a newspaper or anything else because we do it for you. Me and William together. You're talking New York Times, Wall Street Journal, the Courier Journal in Louisville, the Columbus Dispatch, Indianapolis State Paper, the local papers, all the local websites, New York. I didn't say New York Times, USA Today, all the main news sites like the Drudge Report, Huffington Post. And what we do is we summarize them in a sentence or two, plus we add some additional useless information for fun, and we put it all together. And, one day, especially since we're going to be national television stars, can you imagine our readership's going to be? Quote of the day is from, and I love doing this sometimes, from a song. This is Outlaws, Green Grass and High Tides. Tell me this is not awesome. Zim loves this song. Green grass and high tides forever. Castles of stone, souls and glory. Lost faces say we adore you. As kings and queens bow and play before you. Man, that's freaking poetry, man. Mm-hmm. As we demonstrated yesterday with Pink Floyd and Wish You Were Here. Today, in 1787, the Federalist Papers were published. And, of course, the Federalist Papers were an attempt to try to pass the Constitution, have it ratified. 1858, Hamilton Smith patented the washing machine. No more scrub boards. 1940, the P-51 Mustang makes his maiden flight. Mike Zimmerman, do you know that? We have, what's funny is WLW's got their, what do they call that guy, their airline or flight expert. We got our guy behind the camera, and he flew secret missions in Laos, baby. 1954, Chevrolet unveiled the V8 engine. That's pretty good. 1954, Walt Disney's first television program, Disneyland, premiered on ABC. 1964, the Stones appeared on Ed Sullivan. What else do we have? The United States passed the Patriot Act, and they've been listening on us ever since. Today's famous birthdays, Family Guy, Seth MacFarlane, 39, Keith Urban, 45, Cincinnati's own Bootsy Collins, 61. That's somebody, he loves... He's a media whore. That's somebody we ought to get on as a guest sometime.
We could do that.
Bootsy Collins. Pat Sajak, 65. Oh, my goodness. Jacqueline Smith, 65. By the way, she was my favorite angel. Voluptuous is the word to describe her. Happy birthday, Hillary Clinton, you lying Secretary of State. 65. And you know what? I don't mean to be mean to Hillary, but today's also known as Mule Day.
I think
National Mincemeat Pie Day, Horseless Carriage Day, and Pumpkin Day.
how useless is the horseless carriage?
I know. Why do they get a day?
Why do they have a day?
You know what? If they can, we ought to be able to say, where do you apply for these national days? Can we submit an entry for Bulldog Nation
Seems
Day?
like you just make them up.
Why would a horse?
Blonde Traffic Reporters Day.
That we need.
Young Radio Board Operator Day.
Yeah.
Good golly, man. Who do you submit the days to? Is there somebody? We need to find out the truth of this.
There we go.
Is there somebody in control of this? Until then, enjoy John Mellencamp, Jack and Diane. I'm happy to report. Well, no, I'm not happy to report. I got something sad to report on the military front. Anyway, when we come back, we'll have more Radio Superbity. 3 hours is like concentrated marathon show, like that orange juice that we had to wait. Remember that concentrated orange juice? You had to wait till it melt? Why would anybody buy concentrated orange juice now? On Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. I just want to say that we are having a blast, and we got Radio Superbity on tap. Let's have some fun with these. Well, now let's save some of those bits. It's tempting to use them, but we'll save them. Let me see. Sad to report, 2 U.S. military members were killed in Afghanistan yesterday in an apparent insider attack. Makes me sick. Today, showers, high of 61. Saturday, showers, high of 54. Sunday, partly cloudy of 53. I guess all these wonderful temperatures are done. You got a traffic report, Denise Johnson. Wow. I'm going to save those jack wagons and oracles simply because they're too good. We have to share them. I mean, that's incredible. The most powerful nuclear weapon ever detonated was Russia's Tsar bombs. It was also the single most physically powerful device ever created by man. The fireball was seen 620 miles from ground zero. The mushroom cloud was over 40 miles high, and the base of the cloud 25 miles wide. It was test detonated on October 30th, 1961. Yeezel Pete. Now, what happens to all the stuff there?
I can't.
Coffee was originally regarded as a wonder drug in Yemen and Arabia and was taken only at the advice of a doctor.
Well, it is kind of.
Many saw coffee as a brain tonic or as a way to stimulate religious visions or keep you up in the morning.
I was going to say, definitely a stimulant. Matter of fact, I need mine.
Chocolate.
Oh.
In the film Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock used Bosco chocolate syrup for blood in the famous shower scene.
You know,
Why?
How'd you like that?
When I was out in L.A., you know how they have all the Fear Fest kind of stuff up at Kings Island right now? They have one of those at Universal Studios, and you get to walk on the back lots where they shot everything, and you get to walk through Bates Motel, so that's pretty cool.
That would scare me just walking through that.
I was scared. I was.
Psycho.
Really?
And then they have the house up on the hill. Yeah, they have a few sets there.
You know, on HBO, they're showing a new movie that they put together about Alfred Hitchcock and his relationship with the lead actress in The Birds.
I saw that. I just watched it.
Man, that was disturbing.
Yes, it was.
Disturbing.
That was just on like 2 nights, not last night, but the night before that. Yes.
Alfred Hitchcock was weird.
He's a weird guy.
He was mean to her.
Totally mean. It was, 40 takes when she was just getting the hell beat out of her?
40 plus, and she came back for more.
Another note from history, The Sad Truth About Cocaine is the title. In 1884, William Stewart Halsted, a famous American physician, performed the first surgery using cocaine as an anesthetic. Subsequently, Halsted became the first cocaine-addicted physician on record.
It's like that first guy who studied the sun and went blind.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American
He had to
jury,
test it.
You don't get this stuff anywhere in the tri-state, man.
He had to test it.
Burning the Opera House down. After hearing of scandalous behavior of the Tor di Nona in 1697, Pope Innocent XII decreed the Opera House immoral and ordered it to be burned to the ground.
That's it.
By the way, going back to cocaine, you know, I'm brutally honest. In fact, I make Chuck sometimes go, about some of this stuff. I've admitted that I've smoked marijuana a couple times, and I'm going to sound like Bill Clinton, but I didn't inhale. And let me tell you the reason why. I never have, like cigarettes, cigars. I've never like sucked something in my lung. I've been too scared to. I can honestly say I have never tried cocaine at all. Never even like tried it.
I would never.
Denise, have you?
No.
I was always
I've never even been around it.
My mom, she must have raised us. Well, by the way, no matter how you raise your kids, it doesn't mean that your parents' fault. But my mom said, I just figured you kids were smart enough to know that if you tried that stuff, it could be scary. And you know what? That's true with me.
Yeah.
I never did drugs because I was scared. I'd take one hit of cocaine and my heart would blow up or something.
Well, that's it. I've always been afraid.
And you have had to be around young men.
I've been around people
a lot of drugs.
Yeah, I've been around people who've done cocaine, and it doesn't look like something that's fun to be on.
Yeah,
they're always sketched out,
paranoid.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you looking at me, man?
Yeah, they freak out.
They make you feel like Superman too. I know some guys that back in the day in the 80s and 90s at bars, and you could tell they were hopped up on coke. They thought they could fight anybody.
Oh yeah.
Women. The English word girl was initially used to describe a young person of either sex. It was not until the beginning of the 16th century that the term was used specifically to describe a female child. I'll bet you no one in Bulldog Nation knew that one. I didn't. Question of the day, would you accept $5 million in U.S. dollars to leave your country and never set foot in it again? I personally would not because I'm going to be rich one day.
Depends where
I'm not
going.
now. It depends on where you're going?
It depends on that currency transfer.
$5
million isn't so much over in London.
Yeah. Wonder what it would be worth.
I don't know, man. Leaving your country.
I don't know. You could just go down to, Caribbean
Mexico.
or something.
Yeah.
Boy, the old president yesterday was flying around. Get this. He went to Vegas, Tampa, Richmond, Virginia, Chicago, Illinois, and Cleveland, Ohio. Shakespeare for your day is worth from the newsletter. Here's sound retreat and cease our hot pursuit. Wow, that's good. And then, Shakespeare instead of saying, hey, let's get the hell out of here. Instead of saying, get the hell out of here, Shakespeare would say, here, sound retreat and cease our hot pursuit. Signer of the Declaration of Independence we honor today is Francis Hopkins of New Jersey.
Why are we honoring him today?
Oh, we just pick one a day.
Just one a day?
Because we want to educate the ladies and gentlemen of the American jury of these things. He died. Listen, he had an epileptic seizure in 1791 and died at the age of 53. Useless fact for the day. What is the origin of the legend that storks begin babies? Anyone? Anyone? Every spring, white storks return to Europe from their wintering grounds in Africa. Upon their return, storks seek out suitable nesting sites. Since the storks return every spring, the citizens believe they brought good luck and fertility. There you go. Let me see. What else do we have here? Let's play this pop culture clip. Meatloaf. Ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, we have an amazing announcement by Meatloaf. No, not what you eat.
This is Meatloaf singing with Romney, God Bless America. And let me just warn you, it's awful.
Oh, my God.
This is real. This isn't fake.
This wasn't dubbed?
No. Wait. Sounds like he's dying.
Yes, this is Meatloaf.
No, that is terrible.
The video is really funny because there's a bunch of other country stars or
wait.
a bunch of people standing beside him, and Romney's just kind of standing there like, oh, my God, what is going on?
I was going to say, what is it? There's that meatball. What is it? Meatball and Master Shake and all that. And I'm sitting here. That sounds more like the guy from Aqua Teen.
Hey, I asked for 2 out of 3. Ain't bad yesterday because I was going to make fun of it.
Oh. I think we have it.
We got to play that.
That was just horrible.
Have we done a traffic report this segment yet?
I don't know.
We'll
I don't
do another
remember.
one.
I think we did it at the beginning, but we will. Everything's still pretty quiet. That accident, 2 accidents out there. Town at Paddock, we have an accident there. And Reading, right at the Norwood lateral. So, especially on the lateral, that always causes problems. It doesn't say if it's eastbound or westbound, but again, just watch for that in that area.
Very good.
It's simple.
What else do we have? The former Dallas actor Jack Scalia was arrested trying to board a plane at LAX with a gun. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? Penelope Cruz has designed a line of lingerie that will hit stores in 2013. By the way, I like Penelope Cruz. I think she's pretty. I think she's cool. I think she's nice.
She's very simple, all-American. I mean, she's not, but she just looks like an all-American girl. Anyway.
Katy Perry performed 5 songs at an Obama event in Vegas, dressed in a skin-tight dress that looked like
a ballot.
What's a ballot?
Well, I'm wondering if it was like a ballot for a ballot box.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, she
my
does
God.
dress a little weird. Actually, that's how I wanted to dress for Halloween.
You know, I hear that's what Cam's date's dressing as.
A ballot?
I heard her costume was
Chandler,
skin tight.
that's right. Mary's making it. So anyway. All right, we're going to have some fun here. This is Meatloaf. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And
I hope it sounds better.
I'm going to call for my mic a few times, I think, during this song on Class X Radio. This is the Bulldog, Eric Deters on Class X Radio. Tina Fey slammed Congressman Todd Aiken's legitimate rape comment, saying, if I have to listen to one more gray-faced man with a $2 haircut explain to me what rape is, I'm going to lose my mind. Oh, really, Tina?
And if I have to listen to one more gray-faced man with a $2 haircut explain to me what rape
does it so
is,
much better than me.
I'm going to lose my mind.
Isn't it amazing how they take something and they go from A to wherever they go with stuff, and it's like, how did you go from there to there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, like they basically imply, her comment implies there that all gray-haired men think that rape is okay. I mean, that's messed up. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, I would like everybody to take a moment, and if you're at home, get on your knees. If you're in your car, turn off the radio, except for us. And say a prayer. Say a prayer for Connor Kennedy. Connor Kennedy is the 18-year-old Kennedy who is broken up with Taylor Swift because of a distance problem. And they say that it's amicable, but let's just hope that Connor doesn't get a song. You know, you'd have to be a little bit crazy to date Taylor Swift, knowing when it's over.
She bought a house right next to him.
I know.
A $4 million house.
Yeah, so what's she going to do now, you know?
And she's still going to buy it.
Just think how rich she's going to be. She's 22, and she's already entertainer of the freaking universe.
She already bought a $4 million house.
And bought a $4 million house.
Hey, Taylor, I'm married, but if you buy me a $4 million house, I'll date you as long as we don't have sex.
Jake's available. Well, kind of.
Jake, how
He's
old are you?
He's not married.
21.
Yeah,
we'll just hang out at his $4 million house.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know you have
okay.
a girlfriend, but
Dolly
maybe she's not
Parton.
listening.
Dolly Parton, her Halloween costume is going to be trashy. She said we have fun at Halloween. I've got 2 pumpkins. That's all I care about. I love Dolly Parton.
You've got a Woody Oracle status.
There's no doubt she deserves that. And, of course, Baba Wawa has weighed in on a Trump offer for $5 million to Barack Obama. What do you got to say there, Baba Wawa?
You know that I am your friend, and I think you are a brilliant businessman, and you are great on television, and you have a fascinating personality. Donald, you're making a fool of yourself.
Thanks, Barbara. Full of it. You know what he's doing, Baba Wawa? Is Trump is emphasizing at this late stage, once again, putting a little thought in voters' head about Barack Obama's honesty and trustworthy. It's just like pound, 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 pound. That's what I say. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, the big local news was Mitt Romney. That's right. Mitt Romney coming to town at Jet Machine in Bond Hill. He said, according to WCPO's Jay Warren report, I want to make sure we keep our taxes coming down on small business. I'll get them to finally come down on small business, get regulators to see that their job is not just to catch the bad guys, but also to encourage the good guys. I need you to vote early. I won't say often, but I need you to vote early.
Can't quite vote often, can you?
Absentee.
I heard Karl Rove say that the early voters, particularly in Florida, the percentages are hardcore voters, that the Democrats' early voters are people that would probably going to vote anyway. We'll see. I hope he's true. The polls are continuing to surge, and we're going to get to that later. But Virginia, Michigan has him freaking tied. And the Detroit Free Press apparently endorsed Romney yesterday, saying, hey, Barack Obama maybe gave us a government bailout, but we don't need government. We need government to get the hell out of our way. How do you like that? The Detroit Free Press endorses Romney. And with that, let's go from Romney and the Detroit Free Press to local traffic. I can't wait. We're a national show.
Don't you get traffic in New York and California?
When we're a national show, we're going to have to assign you something else to do, maybe pop culture, because nobody in L.A. is going to care about tri-state traffic.
No, but we can find their traffic. That's we at least do New York. Right now, you know what? They cleared the accident at Town and Paddock, so that one is gone, but they still have an accident reported at Reading Road, right at the Norwood Lateral. And you know what? This time in the morning, things are starting to pick up, so that's probably an issue considering there's only 2 lanes each direction on the Norwood Lateral. So the rest of the traffic, the tri-state, everything looks pretty good. It looks like it's slowing down just a little bit through the cut in the hill there on 71, 75, and around 74, and northbound on 75, continuing up to around Mitchell. At least looking at the cameras, it's starting to pick up. Nothing's really heavy yet, though.
Nothing's heavy.
It's not heavy. The cars are heavy.
We don't like heavy. An unnamed 24-year-old male was listed in critical condition as he underwent surgery. He was struck by a train at Linden and Maple Avenues. Wow. The Salyers Group will spend we covered this yesterday, that boutique hotel. Mm-hmm. Only thing happens at boutique hotel is philandering. The woman accused of killing Ryan Poston, said she did so because he was vain. Wow.
How is that self-defense?
She's nuts. The $5 million bond was revoked. She said he wanted a nose job. So she shot him in the face to give him the nose job he wanted. Poston was shot 6 times. Now, I got to say this. I know Will Zevley. He's representing her. And Will's a good guy. You know, he's pure criminal defense attorney. He came out publicly and said, right off the bat, that she shot him in self-defense.
Oh.
Man, oh, man, oh, man.
That's just...
I mean, it's like me, my guy, Dooley, is claiming he's innocent. If Dooley ever, if he's not innocent and they got all this freaking lead pipe, I'm going to look at him and say, you lied to me, your lawyer?
No.
But that is... She said he wanted a nose job, so she shot him in the face to give him one. Wow, 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 wow. That's scary.
Oh, my gosh. No, that's just...
Shot him because he was vain.
He was a very attractive young man. I mean, I just can't...
Some messed up people out there.
How is any of that? How's that related to self-defense? I mean, how could you...
It's not.
That's just...
Emilio Estevez, will spend approximately 40 days in 2013 filming a family-friendly sports movie at Lebanon Raceway. In a nod to his brother Charlie Sheen, he hopes to also film a scene at Great American Ballpark. Senator Sherrod Brown slammed Josh Mandel yesterday, told Mandel not that in your chances of going to the yes or no, he would have to vote yes or no, adding, not that your chances of going to the center are that high, Josh. Ooh. This is sad. Someone broke in the ticket window of the school's haunted house and took $850. Oh. You're going to go to hell for stealing from St. Rita's.
Yeah. Right.
The bridge that runs across the Ohio River was shut down yesterday, the C&O Railroad, while a fireboat sprayed water on the structure.
There was a train. There was a fire in the trains, like the tracks next to it.
Oh, my God. The Horseshoe Casino Cincinnati, they want to build an 8-story casino sign that would be visible from both north and southbound 71. How about making your contractors take care of your workers that almost die on your job site?
What do you think about the casinos coming to Cincinnati?
It's going to be good for tourism. It's going to be good for all of that, and I get all that. But I'm telling you right now.
You think it's going to be bad for Cincinnati as a whole?
Well, here's what's going to happen. Okay. It will suck and put out of business a lot of businesses.
Because of the restaurants and everything. It's all in one.
What I'm just saying, you just watch. It's going to hurt a lot of businesses.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And the other thing is, it's been proven that, because I don't gamble, but it's been proven, though, people that gamble, you lose your money.
Oh, I can't do it. I mean, you go to the boats. Give me $20. That's it. We went to Vegas. You know what I spent? $20 gambling.
That's good discipline.
Oh,
when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, we will have more radio superbity. Until then, enjoy Green Grass and High Tides Forever by the Outlaws. Classic on Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Is there anything new in traffic, Denise Johnson?
Well, we still have the one accident right at Reading at Paddock on the Norwood Lateral. So, again, watch for that. And then heading in northbound 7175, you're really starting to slow down. So about a 15-minute delay heading in northbound from around Kyle's on down to the bridge. That heavier traffic right through the cut in the hill. And then it's picking up there as well right around 71 at Ronald Reagan, so just south of that from the merge. And 75 just right around Mitchell and 74.
This is, thank you. It's funny that we got this email yesterday that I'm just seeing now. Sorry, Jim Shue. But it's funny as he goes, 12 hours is a long day and you can run out of things to say. Oh.
We got the email late.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I got
run out of things to say. The dog doesn't run out of things to say.
Neither do I, actually.
Oh my goodness, this is so funny. I get this letter from the lawyer for the Green and Green for the casino saying news report, say boom, 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 and they sent me this letter acting like, did you know? Da 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 da. I'm like, yeah, I know. Sports news would like to report that the Giants beat the Tigers again last night. I watched the last inning. 2-0. 2-0. How do you like that? They're up 2-0. And Tampa Bay beats Minnesota 36-17. What the heck? I mean, by the way, Jared Allen, and Donald Penn traded shoves after a play. And Allen was yelling at Penn after the whistle, pointing at the blood running down into his teeth and telling him he was coming after him. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's get it on. NCAA, number 18, Clemson, 42, Wake Forest 13. John Calipari, he said, whoever did that, saying he was the team to beat, needs to be drug tested. We're not very good right now. He says all the right things. I think we'll be a good team eventually, hopefully, but right now we're just average. Yeah, but by the end of the year, all his NBA-bound players will be playing like NBA players. Wow, wow, wow. Lola Jones, the track star, has been selected as a push athlete for the U.S. Olympic bobsled team.
The bobsled. Oh. I met the Jamaican bobsled team once.
Did you?
You're supposed to laugh at that. The Jamaican bobsled team.
You know there was one.
There is. I met him.
I know.
I mean, we were in Utah and they were out there practicing.
Commissioner David Stern will retire on February 1st, 2014. Sorry to see you go. Not. Tim Tebow has been rated the most overrated player in the NFL. Romo and Sanchez tied for second. I agree about Romo. I'm done with him. Brett Favre, Oak Grove High School, the Mississippi school where he is offensive coordinator, is 7-2. Player says he knows what he's doing. He's always one step ahead. I would hope. You would hope. Mariano Rivera, the soon-to-be 43-year-old, is considering retirement. If any come back from that knee, that's tough,
See, I'm kind of lost. I don't know who all these people are.
This is a sad story. Honey Badger, the former LSU standout Tyrann Honey Badger Mathau, was arrested Wednesday at his apartment for possessing marijuana along with 3 other ex-football players. It's amazing how their love for marijuana. I mean, this guy could be playing in the NFL. The NHL, reported by ESPN, the NHL is withdrawing its proposal to the NHLPA and could force all games in November to be canceled. All right, today's high school football schedule. Let me get the biggest and best out of these. Covington Catholic at 7 p.m. at Connor. Holy Cross is at Holmes at 7 o'clock. Cooper's at Dixie Heights at 7. The Pock, 7:30 at Finneytown. Let me see what's another. 7:30 LaSalle is at Elder. 7:30 Louisville Xavier at Cincinnati Xavier. That's a big one. And we have the battle of the Lakotas. Lakota East at Lakota West. Hughes at Taft, Princeton at Middletown, Anderson at Kings. We got to mention that one for our boy Garrett. See if there's any other good. Bethel Tate at New Richmond. That's a cross-county rival. If I've ever heard of one, that's a good one. See if there's any else. I mean, there's all kinds. I'm not going to mention all of them. There's too many.
No,
Highlands at Ryle. Of course, Highlands is going to beat the hell out of them this go around.
It gets old.
My Simon Kitten is at Scott County. My son thought they played there last week, but they actually had a bye. How do you have a bye in the middle of the season? It makes no sense. Saturday, San Francisco will play at Detroit at 8 p.m. And Saturday's football schedule, we have number 23 Texas at Kansas at noon. Kentucky plays Missouri at noon. Indiana plays Illinois at noon. Football. Colorado's at number 4 Oregon at 3 o'clock. Number 2 Florida at number 10 Georgia at 3:30. That'll be a big game. Number 14 Texas Tech at number 3 Kansas State at 3:30. Number 9 USC at Arizona. Ohio University 3:30. They're ranked number 24, by the way, at Miami. Michigan State at Wisconsin. That's a good game. That's a real good game there. Ohio State 5:30 at Penn State. I think that'll be a good game. 8 p.m., number 5. This is the game of the week. 8 p.m. Saturday, number 5, the Irish at number 8, Oklahoma. Also at 8, 22 Michigan at Nebraska. Number 11, Mississippi State at Alabama. Lots and lots of good football. And we also list the scores. My Dallas Cowboys play the Giants at 4:25. Let's hope they do something. Right? Sunday NASCAR, 2 p.m. is at Martinsville. But there you have it. Does anybody has anything else they want to add in sports?
I was going to say, not really. That's terrible. I can't even help you out there.
My beloved West Ham United plays Wigan this weekend.
Well, doesn't Louisville play, actually, the U of L play UC this weekend?
Yes.
Too?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Did I miss that? You read that off?
No.
We talked about it yesterday.
How do you like this? If you've breathed the air in Rome, Milan, Naples, Palermo, Turin, Verona, Bologna, or Florence, a study has revealed that there are traces of marijuana and cocaine in the air of those cities. We're going to Italy next year. That is hilarious, right?
How would
there.
it just say? How would it stay so focused that it's just right there?
I don't know.
I mean, the air is open.
Hurricane Sandy has caused 21 deaths in the Caribbean and caused the hearing at Guantanamo Bay to be postponed. The hurricane is expected to weaken over the next 48 hours, but still remain a hurricane. And, of course, Sandy is raising sand on the Jersey Shore. Snooki is running for cover with her baby in tow. Help, help, help. Surge in the West Nile virus has some worried. This month alone, according to the Wall Street Journal, 33 employed scientists have resigned over claims that political appointees were negligent in the way they mishandled the distribution of money for cancer research projects at the Research Institute of Texas. Oh, baby. Libya. The first email was sent to the White House quickly. According to the American Spectator, the first email from Libya declaring the consulate was under attack was sent to the State Department, and through its operations center, it was quickly copied to the White House Situation Room, the Pentagon, the FBI, and the Director of National Intelligence. But nobody knew anything. Nobody knew anything. Scandalous. Shaking hands with Obama, quote, like shaking hands with a dead fish. The father of a deceased Navy SEAL, Tyrone Woods, says when he met Obama and Clinton at the public memorial at Andrews Air Force Base, Obama couldn't look him in the eye and said Obama said, "I'm sorry," in a whining tone. Woods also said that Clinton said they were going to have the person who did the video arrested and prosecuted. Holy cow. Man, what did I say? I made this prediction, didn't I? About 2 or 3 weeks ago, before the Libyan thing hit. I said, karma is going to get Obama.
Mm-hmm, you did.
All the lies, all the scandals, all the crooks, all the corruption, it was going to get him. And I think it's got him. All right, we now are going to play a remake of Pretty Woman, and I like this version better. This is Van Halen, Pretty Woman, and we come back after the news. We'll have more radio superbity for 2 more hours on Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it.
What are you loving?
I'm just loving traffic reports.
Well, let's see if we can give you one. You know why you love it? Because you're sitting in here and everybody else in the car is out there. Nobody out there, I'm sure. You can just text him and let him know you don't love the traffic. 71, 75 if you're heading in, already starting to slow down. Now, that is right around Dixie on down to the bridge. So a little bit further back, even really back to Buttermilk, seeing those brake lights. So starting to slow down there. 471 starting to slow down as you're heading inbound there, right around Memorial Parkway. Just seeing a little bit more traffic, especially in that right-hand lane. 75 right up around Mitchell, continuing north to 75 from 74 to Mitchell. Let's just put it that way. And they still have that one accident posted, and that is on the Norwood Lateral. So just watch for that. That should be in the cleanup stages. That's been out there since we started an hour ago. But then again, it takes forever sometimes to get a tow truck in there. So again, still dealing with that problem. And it looks like there might be a little bit of a problem here. Let's see. Ronald Reagan. Now, on Ronald Reagan and Colerain, they have some construction going on there as well. So that could slow you down in that area. There's a lot of construction, which you guys are getting used to right there around Colerain. But no accidents on Colerain. So that's good. That's always a great way to start off. We started off with like 3 or 4 accidents, I guess, right around Colerain and whatever.
Right.
So they've kind of slacked off. So good news for them anyway.
Slacked off. We like slacking off. Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta on the Libya attack. He said he and other officials felt sending troops to provide relief and security was too dangerous because they didn't have a clear understanding of what was transpiring. Your embassy was being destroyed and your ambassador was going to die. Jeez, old Pete. Remember what I say, folks. Don't ever think that people that are appointed or elected to high positions know more than you or know how to handle things better than you. At the Tata Massage Parlor in San Francisco, according to CBS San Francisco, the massage parlor offers face slapping for $350. They slap half your face at a time and claim to lessen wrinkles in your face, but not remove them completely.
I think I want to get a job there. Just smack people around all day.
Oh, you put your profile on ChristianMingles.com and it says, I'm a face slapper at the Tata Salon.
That's a great thing to put on your resume, too. Think about it.
A New York City Police Department cop, 23-year-old Gilberto Valle, a 6-year veteran, was arrested by the FBI for allegedly plotting to kidnap, rape, torture, kill, cook, and eat the body parts of a number of women. Oh, how'd this guy get on the department?
What?
Wow. An Iraq veteran has filed a lawsuit against a mattress store in Texas after he was thrown out because he brought a service dog into the store. In the suit, the plaintiff claims he was told by the store manager to get out of his store, and he didn't care if the dog was a service animal. Jeez, oh, Pete, some sensitivity, please. Please. Some political briefs for the day, because we do this because it's the presidential election right around the corner. Who was the first lady to receive honorary degrees before she entered the White House? You want to play Garrett today and just do what he would guess?
Bush.
He'd say Michelle Obama.
Oh, yeah. Crap.
Lou Hoover.
Bush was good.
Which first lady was nicknamed Sahara Sarah?
Michelle Obama.
Hey, the good guess. I have no idea.
I was just going to say.
Sarah Polk was. Sarah Polk. Which first lady was the first person other than, I knew this one, Alexander Graham Bell and his assistant to use a telephone?
Michelle Obama.
Lucy Hayes. I feel like Garrett's in the room. Yeah. Which first lady frequently suffered epileptic seizures during state dinners at the White House?
Michelle Obama.
Ida McKinley. Garrett, thank you for your guesses.
This is for you, Garrett.
Let's Jack Wagon some more people up, and let's begin with Ted Turner. Here is what Ted Turner, who I used to admire, but now I don't know, man. Come on, Ted.
Well, no, I think it's good.
You know what he was talking about? He was talking about soldier suicide.
I think Piers Morgan asked him. He said he gave him some statistics saying that more soldiers are killing themselves rather than being killed in battle. And he says, "Isn't that appalling or something?" And then Ted Turner says,
"Can we Jack Wagon him, please?"
Yes, we can.
You Jack Wagon?
In fact, he deserves double Jack Wagon.
You Jack Wagon?
And we're still trying to work out. We are still trying to work out a Uber super duper Jack Wagon modified for people like that comment.
Yeah.
As opposed to the normal little Jack Wagoner. Jeep is considering moving its production to China.
You jackwagon?
I want a Jeep, but I can't afford the gas in those things. I mean, that's it. They're crazy. For as small of a car as they are, I've wanted a Jeep for years. One of these days.
How about this? The White House is declining to comment on when Obama first received the emails regarding the Libya attack or when he first contacted the National Security Council. I make a prediction, folks, that after the election, this is going to be bad, bad, bad. I also predict, you've heard it here first, I predict Eric Holder gets in some real bad soup with all the things that have gone on at the Justice Department. I also predict that Barack Obama, Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and others, that this is going to be a big-time scandal, how they've handled it.
You jackwagon?
We also have a clip. Obama was in Colorado saying he wants products built here in China.
Wind turbines manufactured here in China. I want them I don't want them manufactured in China. I want them manufactured here in the United States.
Play that again. That's just too funny.
Wind turbines manufactured here in China. I want them I don't want them manufactured in China. I want them manufactured here in the United States.
Jack, waking up the president, please.
You jackwagon?
Oh, good golly. By the way, I have a major announcement to make. You have to understand, Class X radio, the people that listen to Class X radio, like when we're not on, they are like purist when it comes to their rock music. I mean, it's like they know more about rock music than anybody else, and they know about bands and songs that nobody else. So from a musical format, to make all you Class X radio, we are coming soon, are going to, of course, somebody else got to pick these songs. I think Spry's going to do it for us. Because, hell, I don't know what these people listen to. I don't know these songs and these groups. But we're going to play their music, which is fine with me because I've listened to Class X radio at other times, and I like the music we play. So it's going to be like, well, who's that song? These purists don't like our kind of play. Do you believe that? Van Halen, Pretty Woman, isn't like obsolete enough.
You jackwagon?
What are you talking about?
That was a mistake by Jake. Who are you, Jack?
My bad.
Going to start a war here, man.
I was going to say.
That's funny. That was actually funny. That was funny.
I've looked at their playlist. They play the same stuff we do. They play a lot of other stuff.
Have we done a traffic report at this segment? I forget.
We did. I mean, we did do one early on. You just want me to keep doing traffic here, don't you? Because
yeah, we just get two.
Everybody out there.
Give us another traffic report.
71, 75, you're slow from Buttermilk to the bridge. Southbound 71 starting to slow down, especially around the Ronald Reagan merge and the 275 merge. I'm looking at the cameras as it's just kind of rolling around the tri-state. 275, you're already really, really slow there from right around Loveland all the way up. Generally, it's all the way up right around Montgomery Road, and for some reason it eases up there. And then again on Ronald, let's see, 74, that traffic is a little bit slower. It seems right around Rybold Harrison, and in that area, it doesn't report any accidents. And that is actually in the westbound direction of 74. 75, you're slow right around 74 merge on up to Mitchell. And then southbound 75 really starting to slow down around the Ronald Reagan merge.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Man, I'm telling you right now.
I love Elvis. We need to hear Elvis.
We love Elvis. We love Elvis. Elvis is always good for a good song, isn't he?
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Continuing with some political news. If you add the $300 million raised by the super PACs and the $1.7 billion raised by Romney and Obama, this year's presidential election has already topped $2 billion in fundraising. Man, that's criminal.
Well, you know what? They're spending money in the economy. That's helping people.
You know what?
TV stations, radio stations.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You have to look at the good side. Even people that produce the commercials, all the people that it's putting to work.
I do want you to know that the Barack Obama campaign contacted Class X Radio and wanted to do a $5 million late buy splurge. And Bill Spry said, you can take your $5 million and hand it over as fast as you can if you're serious.
I was waiting for you to say he didn't want it, but I was gonna, let me see, for $5 million.
You know what? Let's be honest. Can we all be honest here for a minute?
Sure.
Can we all just, set aside all of the, shields and everything else that we put up, the barriers to our thoughts. And let's just admit for the most part, most of us would do anything for a certain amount of money.
Everything has its price, I'm sure.
Now, there are some exceptions to that. But I'm telling you right now,
I wouldn't kill anybody.
I think I could be bought for the certain. Let me give you an example. For example, I'm a lawyer, so like if you took a bribe or did a bribe, you could lose your law license. But hell, if somebody paid you like $10 million to do something, who the hell cares?
Unless you were, I couldn't kill anybody for money.
Yeah, I don't think I could kill anything. But
he said anything. I said anybody. No, I
couldn't kill anything. Yeah.
But could you kill certain people?
I don't know. Well, I guess there's always an exception.
I
wouldn't have a problem shooting like Osama.
I hope the FBI's not listening to you, Jake. When we come back, we're going to have some U2 Sunday, Bloody Sunday on Class X Radio. Jake didn't mean that. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio, baby. Anything new in traffic?
Probably not a whole lot new, just slow traffic. Everybody out there, they could always just call in here and say, this is what it looks like, but we don't want anybody on the phone. We don't want anybody texting us while you're trying to drive. So jumping over onto 75, you're slowing down from right around Laughlin on down to Paddock. So through that Ronald Reagan merge, right up around, heading a little bit further north on 75. You're really hitting your brakes there from around Allen Road, continuing all the way down to 275 there at the merge. And the same with over on 71, starting to really see, that's just a solid stream of taillights. Everybody kind of sitting on those brakes there. I did it again. I haven't done that in a long time. That would be all the way down to 275. 275 heading inbound towards 71, or I should say westbound there. You're slow there, pretty heavy traffic. It's typical out there this morning. So that's definitely good news that we don't have any major problems or accidents out there. They did clear the accident on the Norwood Lateral right at Reading. So that's it's Friday. We'll see if traffic is lighter today. Because it seems like, we've talked about that. People working from home, 4-day work weeks, not going in on Friday. What do you think?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious since we've been doing traffic.
Well, even when I did it for Channel 9 last year, it was
Friday.
That way.
Yeah, it's just pretty clear that less people work on Friday. People take 3-day vacations, 3 long weekends. I don't know. Something's going on. Yeah. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, remember, if you've RSVP'd and you're a member that got the invitation, the party, it's Halloween. 7 to 11 at the Drawbridge tonight.
What do we do after 11?
Let me tell you something that's funny, too. There's a reason why I ask people to RSVP. Because you have to order food and you have to order drinks, right? Well, it amazes me the number of people that have RSVP'd in the last freaking 48 hours when last Friday was the deadline for me to tell them how many people were there. So if you are coming to my party and you did RSVP, if you didn't RSVP, don't come unless you email me or text me so I know you're coming. But get this. You might want to come early if you're going to eat. There's going to be a lot of food. Because if we run out of food, I'm going to say, too bad.
I was just going to say,
we'll do a White Castle run. You
didn't tell them no, they can't come since they were late?
Are you kidding me? A client does that? You don't say no. Mr. Rule Breaker, like I'm going to bust one of my clients' gonads because they didn't RSVP in time? Never. See, there's a good thing about the way I do things in a way. ABC News Washington Post poll. Romney 50%, Obama 47%. Obama's cold hard truth, Fox News. While campaigning in Colorado, Obama said, I want to build on the progress we've made, doubling clean energy. I want fuel-efficient cars and long-lasting batteries and wind turbines manufactured here in China. I don't want them manufactured in China. I want them. We played that clip. That was funny. Obama campaign releases double entendre voting ad. The ad describes your first time shouldn't be with just anybody. You want to do it with a great guy. I saw this last night. It should be with a guy with beautiful, somebody who really cares about and understands woman. They continues, my first time voting was amazing. It was the line in the sand. Before I was a girl, now I was a woman. I went to the polling station and pulled back the curtain. I voted for Barack Obama. That is disgusting.
Funny, though.
Oh, my God.
It is funny. Mixing sex,
It sounds like a
first time, and voting in Obama.
sounds like a SNL or Stephen Colbert ad.
Yeah. And folks, let me tell you something. Barack Obama is going on all the late shows, all the goofy shows. And he's not doing any of the serious shows. Why? Because he's not a serious person.
What?
He's a joke of a president. Here we have all these serious freaking issues, which, by the way, I can laugh at, too, from time to time. But, I mean, come on. You're the president of the United States. He's a fraud. And, let me tell you something, guys and gals. When he leaves, and they start writing the books, those around him, because they don't have to suck up to him anymore because he's gone and he's not their boss, I'm telling you, the stories that are going to come out of this administration are going to be unlike any that we ever heard before. Clinton's was some pretty juicy stuff, but this is going to be off the charts, in my humble opinion.
Well, who's running the country if he's just hanging out
Valerie
at late night talk night shows?
Valerie Jarrett is running the country.
I mean, I'm
His chief of
serious.
staff, she controls everything. And, of course, Michelle Obama runs it through her.
Well, I was going to say, Romney was supposed to be on The View one day, and he canceled.
That's a good move.
But you know what? You know why? He has better things to do with his time than sit there.
Well, you want to be taken serious if you're running for president of the United States.
You know what? Maybe Obama does it just because he doesn't know how to answer those serious questions without going up, and
Right.
That's the way he answers them, isn't it?
Obama on the new Ayn Rand movie. Ayn Rand is one of those things that a lot of us, when we were 17 or 18 and feeling misunderstood, we'd pick up. Hillary Clinton, according to Washington Post, she has left open the possibility that she might have to stay on as Secretary of State due to the current events in the world like Libya. No, she might have to stay on as Secretary of State to help with the cover-up.
There you go.
The Bulldog is wise. He sees things that others don't. Between the lines. Obama in Vegas, again. He told a crowd in Vegas, I believe in you. I need you to keep believing in me. As Katy Perry performed, as we mentioned before. He then told workers at the Bellagio, you represent the dignity of work. But hey, who needs you working? I got food stamps for you. I got unlimited unemployment benefits for you. I got free student loans for you. I got government housing for you. Hell, if you reelect me, I'm going to give you free gas vouchers. You'll never have to pay those high prices of gas again. I'm going to give your kids spending money. On Friday night, they can go to the movies. They can hang out at McDonald's. We're going to start giving vouchers for McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, whichever one you choose. When your daughter gets married, the government will pay for it. Baptism, birthdays, $50 each one for the budget. I want to take care of you from the day you're born until you die. Yes, we're going to start picking up funerals. I've been talking to Joe about that. We're going to start paying for funerals. Hell, we'll even buy your NFL tickets. That's been a virtual speech by Bulldog for Barack Obama.
You sounded a little more like Clinton, though.
It's been a while since y'all.
There's more than Clinton.
It's been a while since y'all heard from me, and I just want to say right now, all this stuff going on in Libya, good God, I think Hillary's in trouble. But you know, we always survive. Barack Obama, though, he's toast. I've told Hillary, when the chips are down, turn that SOB in. Tell him everything you know. Save those emails, save those texts. In fact, I can tell you right now, I saw a text the other day, 3 o'clock in the morning. Barack Obama sent Hillary a text, crying. What do I do? Michelle won't let me sleep in the bed tonight. I said, man, I know how that feels. Let me respond. This has been a virtual conversation with Bill Clinton.
I was just going to say thanks, Bill, for stopping in the studio.
By the way, our New York sports report yesterday rocked. We're sending it to the television, folks. I mean, it rocked. And my Chantilly lace wasn't all that bad.
You did do.
Big Baba.
You did do pretty good with that.
The Big Baba. Well, it was on another day. I decided we had enough from yesterday. But anyway, we're having fun.
Look at it on YouTube.
Right. More news. They're tied in Michigan, according to the Fox in Detroit. Is that amazing? 46% tied in Michigan. And by the way, all these experts like Morris, Rove, these guys that have run presidential campaigns, say if they're tied, Romney will win because they say the undecideds, percentage-wise, always to the challenger. And I also saw an interesting poll nationally. Romney is kicking his ass like 2-1 with independent voters. And he's tied with him with women now. The gap with women last time was like huge with McCain. I don't know how a woman looks at McCain and goes, I don't think I'm going to vote for him.
When was the last time
can't stand McCain.
A president didn't serve 2 terms? Was that
the last time?
Yeah.
George Bush. The first George Bush.
Okay.
He's the only one.
Yeah.
That didn't?
That didn't. Because we had 2 from Bill Clinton. We had 2 from George Bush Jr. We had 2 from Reagan. Then, of course, Jimmy Carter. If Billy didn't get drunk all the time on Billy beer, Jimmy might have pulled it off. By the way, you know what? I've always said that Barack Obama is like a little boy lost in high weeds looking for his ball. And you know what? Another president was like that was Jimmy Carter. But the similarities between these 2 guys. Now, Jimmy Carter was smart, okay? But they're just lost. They're just lost. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, we're going to play some Elvis for you and make all the Class X purists mad. When we come back, we have more Radio Superbity on Class X Radio. We have a report out of Ohio. According to Bob from Aurora, he knows Obama is leading the vote in Cheviot, the early voting, 50-0, based upon the cemetery markers in the cemetery next to their campaign office on Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. If you were not listening earlier, we want to just let you listen that why Mitt Romney's a lucky man, that he's filthy rich, and he's probably going to be president because he could not ever, ever, ever be a musical entertainer. And I'm a little concerned about Meatloaf cutting ever a new album in light of this musical display right here. Meatloaf and Romney together. This isn't made up, folks.
That's just bad.
Do you believe that?
Which one was which?
Is that not amazing?
The video is funny, people. You got to look it up.
Oh, that was horrible, not amazing.
Sounds like he's being stabbed in the throat as he's trying to sing or something.
Let's follow that wreck with a traffic report.
Yeah. Oh, and that's hard to do when I'm laughing. Okay, there's an accident northbound 7175. It is blocking the left lane. That is right around Buttermilk. So you are backed up big time. Actually, they have it listed as between Kyle's and Buttermilk. So that traffic is very, very slow there, and that's going to cause some big problems anytime you have a lane blocked. And I'm just kind of looking at cameras as far back as 275. That traffic's already starting to really slow down. So if you're getting ready to leave, allow some extra time. So right now, Buttermilk doesn't look too bad. I cannot see the accident. But again, left lane block 7175. That's all the accidents reported. They had the one at Reading and the Norwood Lateral. They still have it posted, but there's just no way that still can be out there. That's been almost an hour and a half. Should be cleared out of there by now. Also, that traffic really starting to just pick up around the tri-state and all those normal spots. Southbound 75, you're slowed there as you're heading in from all the way up around the Allen Road overpass, continuing on down to 275, then again starting back up and slowing down from Lockland on down to Paddock in that Ronald Reagan merge area. And the same with heading in on 74. You're starting to slow down there from right around Coleraine inbound, then continuing north up to around Mitchell on 75. Southbound 71, that's pretty slow too. I mean, it's a typical looking morning. So I'm hoping that it'll, about half an hour, we'll see if it eases up there just a little bit. Everybody getting to work early.
All right. Of course, I get to work early. Coming from Independence all the way to
How long
here.
does it take you?
I'm not kidding you. The way I drive, I can get here less than 15 minutes at 5:30 in the morning because there's like Zippo traffic.
Right. And Zippo traffic laws that affect you.
and Zippo traffic accidents.
Right. Well, in that direction, I'm sure, but especially when you kind of make up your own rules. I know I have my own speed limit.
I agree with what Garrett shouted in the microphone yesterday where he said, fix your cars, people. By the way, that's a sign of the economy, though. I mean, I'm not kidding you.
No.
If there is one thing that you will put off when you don't have money, heck, I've been there.
Yeah.
Those of you who think I'm Mr. Moneybags, I know what it's like to stretch stuff. I know what it's like to hand somebody a credit card and say, God dang, I hope that thing works. I've been burning that sucker up. I know what it's like to you need to get something fixed like your air conditioner at home, your heater at home, your furnace at home, and you're just like, man, where do you have that extra money lying around?
Tires for an expedition.
It's all relative. I mean, I make good money, but I'm not kidding you. I got freaking 5 college-age kids.
No, that
aren't independent.
Car
it's like
insurance.
a parking lot in your garage.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Car insurance on kids. I mean, it's crazy, ridiculous. I mean, if Al White that I used to work with over at Channel 9, he had 5 kids, and he was just like, oh, my God, once I can quit paying car insurance, I'll feel like a rich man.
I have a new appreciation for mom and dad being one of 11 children. My dad said he didn't have any money till he was over 50 years old. Think about 11 kids, man. And we were all in private schools. Okay, I have 5 kids. All right, here you go. Spending money, car insurance, gas money, college, clothes, cell phones. What am I missing here?
Just expenses, I guess.
Do they live away?
Now, those of you
home?
that think that I'm too soft, let me tell you the Bulldog parenting philosophy. Erica's in law school, okay? And she's been in college and she's been in law school. She's a second-year law student. I don't care if Erica works. And plus, you got a scholarship to chase anyway, so it saved your old dad some money. I want to tell you something. And Thomas More, I would rather Erica just focus on her school.
Right.
Because when she graduates from law school, she's going to work the rest of her life, and she's going to be independent. Boom. My daughter, Charlie Ann, she wants to be a mom. I can tell you right now that I would rather her focus on being the best darn mom to Riley and Reagan and a husband, and a wife than worried about. Now, she does work, though. I mean, she does work as a hairdresser. But, I mean, I would gladly help her out forever just so she can be a mom with less stress. Cole is in Louisville. I'd rather him focus on college in Louisville. By the way, I really admire all of you that have kids that go to college and work 3 jobs too. I think that's awesome, and especially those that don't have to. Like you can afford to do it, but you make them or they do it anyway. I'm down with that, but I'm just telling you, that's the way I look at things. Cameron's going to Northern, and he's a fitness nut. Be a fitness nut and go to college. We'll worry about Parker, same thing. Parker's going to tutoring to get ready for college. And how cool is this with Parker? I thought it'd make him feel bad. Like how was school today? Mm-hmm. He's very glad. This goes tutoring. He's not ashamed of it at all.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. He gets mad if I call it school. He goes, Dad, it's tutoring. It's not school. I said, all right, how's tutoring? And you know what? He's a fitness nut. And I said, Parker, let me tell you something. You're going to go to Thomas More, go to school and play football. I don't care about you working a 10, 20-hour job. Stay fit for football. And focus on your tutoring, and that's all. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
I have 1 in Louisville, or 2 in Louisville. And one works, the other one, we can't get that boy to get a job for anything. I mean, and but I wanted to help him for a couple years, but I wanted them to have.
Is it a big deal though for you? Because the reality is, if they're studying, and by the way, that's important to me. Hey, you're studying.
Grades,
it's not just partying, because. Now, when I went through college and I went through law school, I worked after class and I worked on weekends on the farm up until I was 19. And then when I got in law school, I became a gopher at the law firm. But
so you worked for your dad then?
Yeah, I worked for my dad. This is funny. My entire working career. Here's my jobs: farm, Covington Trust Bank. But my dad was the owner and the vice chairman of the board. The Conrads and him bought the bank, and they created a summer job for me at the bank in the credit card collection department. Funny stories there.
Credit card collection.
And So that was the only job that wasn't like directly. Then my dad's law firm, then my own law firm. So I have worked for my dad or myself with the exception of one job, which he got me anyway. So I've never had to go out and apply for jobs, send out resumes, get rejected.
That's a nice. Let me tell you, I've been doing it for
that would suck.
A year. I mean, I didn't. I still had my job when I was at 9, but I did apply for some, and then I kind of slacked off a little bit. And then when I got my severance, I slacked off looking. It sucks. It really does. Yep. It is. It's a full-time job in itself, just looking for a job. So,
right.
And then deciding what you want to do.
We have some great texts coming in. Jim from Verona. We've got a new phrase, meatloaf. This is Meatloaf's tombstone. Sorry for screwing up the song, Mitt. Oh, my God. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury. This ought to be good enough. No, Class X Radio, rock guys, Creedence Clearwater Revival. We're going to play Born on the Bayou. They're going to want some obscure Creedence song. By the way, we love you guys. We're just having fun with you on Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Bulldog Nation member Debbie went to the Romney event yesterday at Jet Manufacturing and claims that it was a great crowd. And knowing politics the way I do, and this is the truth, I said, Debbie, I know this. This stage and in a campaign, a crowd feels like a winner or it feels like a loser. I mean, you can actually just feel it. And she said it was electric. Wow. She said, oh, it definitely felt like because it has that sense to it, the momentum and everything else. And I can tell you about right now, and unlike these people, they're going to claim credit for this and credit for that and credit for this. I'm going to give credit to one person, Mitt Romney, because in that debate, all that life experience, all that knowledge just came out. And maybe one other person, the guy that used to work was his right-hand man at Bain Capital, that's his right-hand man in the campaign. I'm sure he has a lot of input on what they've done and what they've been doing. But it was awesome. That's just my opinion. General Colin Powell has endorsed Barack Obama and Joe Biden during an interview on CBS. Guess what, Colin Powell? You proved last election, and you're proving it again. Race is more important to you than issues and policies. No question. It's race, race, race. And with that, let's get a traffic report.
Well, we have a couple of accidents. Let's see. Eastbound 74 at Montana, so that traffic is slow. If you're heading inbound on 74, you're backed up there. Northbound 71, 75, a bigger problem. The left lane is blocked, so that's a big issue there, and that is right around Kyle's. You're backed up to 275. It's going to cost you about an extra 30 minutes right now. An accident with injuries on State Route 32, and that's just north of Beachmont Avenue. And there's another accident, Karen Avenue at Glenway. I've never even heard of Karen Avenue, but then again, I'm sure there's plenty of streets, even after 9 years of doing this. Northbound 471, you're slow there from Grand on into downtown. Southbound 71, I was really just looking at the cameras. That heavier traffic, it seems to be easing up right up around Fields Erdel, but then again, it kind of picks back up around Pfeiffer and continues all the way down through the Kenwood Cut. That traffic seems to be a little bit heavier there. Southbound 75, again, is looking at this cameras, and right around that 275 merge, and starting around the Allen Road overpass, and then again picking up Lockland to Paddock.
All right.
I know it's boring, but people need to know sometimes.
Sheldon Adelson. This is the guy that was throwing money at Rick Santorum left and right. He and his wife have committed $10 million to the pro-Romney super PAC, Restore Our Future. Adelson has donated $50 million this election cycle. Can you imagine being that rich that you can give $50 million to a campaign? That's rich.
$50 million.
John McCain is defending Alan West for his service to the nation amid criticism for West's claim that there are communists in Congress. McCain laughed it off. There are commie pinko liberals there, but no communists. By the way, that's a joke. McCain doing humor, not good. Former Utah Governor John Huntsman. We haven't heard him. What's that saying goes? Neither high nor hair. He slammed Romney for not withdrawing his support from Indiana Senator Richard Murdoch. Hey, John Huntsman, Why don't you go back to freaking China on a slow boat? Obama voted while in Chicago yesterday. He even showed his driver's license to the poll worker. Hi, how you doing? I'm here to vote for the 16th time. I'll be back next week, too.
Okay, with all the early voting, then why don't they just make Election Day the deadline? I mean, it used to be you go to the polls on Election Day, you vote, that's it. I mean, if you had an absentee ballot, if you were going to be out of the country or something, but what's the point of having an Election Day? It should be election deadline instead. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me.
As I have pointed out, all this early election voting means is it gives them more time to commit fraud.
But is that bigger this year than any other?
Yes, there's more early voting than ever before. According to Wall Street Journal opinion of Joe Lieberman, when Congress meets after the election, it should reduce the debt without taking a dollar more from the military. Krugman, I'm not gonna honor Krugman by being mentioned on Class X radio. Here's something interesting. Peggy Noonan from the Wall Street Journal, when Americans saw the real Obama. Get this. If Cincinnati and Lake County go for Mitt Romney on November 6th, it will be because of what happened in Denver on October 3rd. I agree. If Barack Obama barely scrapes through, if there's a bloody and prolonged recount, it too will be because of Denver. Nothing echoes out like that debate. It was a moment that allowed Mr. Romney to break through, that allowed dismay with the incumbent to coalesce, that allowed voters to consider the alternative. It's nothing earth-shattering because everybody already agrees with that knows anything about politics. The sprint to the election day, according to the New York Times editorial, for Mr. Romney, Mr. Obama's decision to bail out the auto industry and his own rejection of it proving to be an electoral college challenge. Several states are also feeling the benefits of an improved economy. Obama campaign officials say that to win, Mr. Romney would have to pick off voters already committed to presidents in states where Mr. Romney has never been ahead. Well, guess what? That's going to happen. Wall Street Journal opinion, Kimberly Strassel, a chronic case of abomnesia. You know what? The president has left a long trail of flip-flops. I happen to be a proponent of single-payer universal health care, said Illinois State Senator Barack Obama. I have not said that I was a single-payer supporter. You know what? This guy can lie like a rug shamelessly. He doesn't care whatever. He'll say anything, do anything. By the way, disability claims under Barack Obama, isn't it interesting that miraculously, it just so happens that under Barack Obama, more people are getting disabled. 975 more disabled people a day.
Wow.
8,800,000 are receiving federal disability benefits. Well, like I said before, I'm giving you food stamps. Extended unemployment? Hey, if you're on disability, headache, you go on down to the federal Social Security office and I'll give you disability for that headache. What? Ingrown toenail? I'll give you disability for that too. Ask Mitt Romney if he'll give you disability for a headache or an ingrown toenail. The answer is no. He's got Romnesia. How about this? This is funny. It's sad for the workers, but it's funny. Washington Examiner reports, is Joe Biden been the biggest? You know what? He's been a bigger joke than Dan Quayle. Just hours before Biden was scheduled to arrive in Wisconsin, Oshkosh's largest employer announced it will lay off 450 employees in January due to expected cuts in the national defense budget. Oshkosh Corp makes trucks that has contracts with the Pentagon. Hey, Joe. And I'll just think of Joe. Joe Biden went to that factory, and this is what he probably said. Hey, just like Oshkosh here. You know the economy's improving. You know we turned that corner after they laid off 450 people. God bless them. Ford's going to close 3 plants in Europe, cutting 5,700 jobs. Thank you, Ford, for cutting those jobs and not ours.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, this is The Clash. Should I stay or should I go now? On Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. You know, if you tune in to me, you hear some inside scoops, and I've got one later in the show. Until then, let's get a traffic report.
Well, we've been dealing with some problems around the tri-state. Have a couple of accidents out there eastbound at Montana, so that traffic is slow heading inbound. You're hitting your brakes already, starting right around that Harrison-Rybold exit, continuing on over. My computer just jumped up there and pulled some crazy pictures. Northbound 7175, you're slow there due to an accident blocking the left lane, and that is right around Kyle. So you're backed up all the way back to 275. You might want to allow an extra 25 to 30 minutes in addition to your normal travel time. So if you're coming from the Florence area, it's going to take you a little longer. An accident with injuries on Route 32, just north of Beachmont. Also, the same accident we're dealing with here, and that's Karen Avenue at Glenway. As far as heading inbound, let's make sure this isn't another one. My computer kind of jumped around on me there, so yeah, that's the same one. And again, those are the accidents anyway. If you're heading in northbound on 7175, like I said, slow from 275 in. 471, not too bad. Just Grand Avenue, you're starting to slow down. Then jumping up onto 71, I was looking at the cameras there, and you're not really bad. Normally, it's all the way back to Fields Erdel, but it's really just right around the Ronald Reagan merge, starting maybe around Pfeiffer, continuing on down through the Kenwood cut. So I've seen worse. It doesn't look too bad out there. Trying to see, it looks like almost downtown. It shows red, but I am not seeing where there's any big traffic problems downtown right now. I mean, as far as on Fort Washington Way, anyway. Back to you.
Very good. Very good. Unbelievable stuff. By the way, Charlie Ann, my daughter, is back to work cutting hair at Bliss. She's no longer at Cloud 9. Cindy Rodriguez, my sister-in-law, has started her own salon at Bliss on Mall Road, and Charlie Ann and a bunch of the girls from Cloud 9 are now working at Bliss. And I know a lot of my fans are Charlie Ann's customers, but she's back from maternity leave cutting hair. Don't you love that? This is a funny observation. Yesterday, when I went upstairs and worked 3 hours while you did 3 hours with Dan, my television in my office only has the local channels. The cable package isn't what it's supposed to be. So I had it on. I was listening to radio. I'm watching television, and I'm doing my work. Met with a bunch of lawyers. True story. I'm watching a soap opera with the sound off because I'm thinking, this is all that's on. My goodness, the women on soap operas are beautiful, and the guys are all like models. Is there anybody ugly ever on a soap opera? I don't think so.
I've never seen any. But then again, you know what? I don't watch them because they're almost addictive. You wind up sitting there watching them, and sometimes there's just no point. It's just ongoing. I don't know.
Right.
Desperate Housewives, they didn't have, even though that's a nighttime soap opera kind of thing. But
yeah. Well, I just think it's interesting because, particularly it's I don't know what actress she was, but you could make an argument that she's the most beautiful person on television.
Who?
She's like a 40-year-old actress on there, but she was beautiful.
Oh, okay. Somebody on the soap.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, what do you think would happen if Mitt Romney called Barack Obama in any publication, in any interview of any kind, that Mitt Romney called Barack Obama a BSer and actually said the whole word? Because Barack Obama in Rolling Stone magazine calls Mitt Romney a BSer. He uses the whole term. Now, let me just say this. In the movie 2016, the psychiatrist points out that Barack Obama learned early on, very intentionally, that by coming off like Mr. Nice Black Man, he would get votes from whites who actually preferred a nice black man because of black guilt over even a white candidate. And unlike Jesse Jackson and unlike Al Sharpton, he learned this. And that's why he was scared to death about Jeremiah Wright, his preacher, being an angry black man. But guess what happens? Remember the scorpion story yesterday? Remember the scorpion story?
Mm-hmm.
Barack Obama couldn't put on his facade, smile, and act like he's Mr. Nice Guy. In truth, he's a Chicago thug. And then he tries to bond with those kind of people that think like that, the young people, the black vote, by acting a little cool, hey, he's a BSer, and It makes me sick. He's a phony fraud. Now, can anybody say this about Mitt Romney? Mitt Romney's Mitt Romney's Mitt Romney, 24/7, 365. Right. The Mitt Romney in private, the Mitt Romney in public. Nobody has ever heard anything about Mitt Romney not being Mitt Romney. There's not like a Mitt Romney in private, a Mitt Romney in public. I mean, Mitt Romney's a good guy. I saw Dennis Miller on Bill O'Reilly talking about how a good guy Mitt Romney is. You can just tell he's a good guy. Ladies and gentlemen of the American jury, do you think if he ever cheated on his wife, he did anything inappropriate, the freaking thugs led by Axelrod wouldn't have revealed it and done it by now? Hell yes. And by the way, they wouldn't be waiting. They would want it to come out now to kill the momentum. Mitt Romney is pure Mitt Romney. Barack Obama, on the other hand, not so much. He's a scorpion. He is what he is. Give me a traffic report now, Denise.
Okay. Well, as far as heading out, we still have the accidents. A couple of them still left over out there. One of those at 32, just north of Beachmont. The other one on the interstate is 74. Now, that's heading eastbound at Montana. So that traffic is backed up. You're backed up all the way back to the Harrison-Rybold exit. And then you've got the accident. They just cleared the accident there in northern Kentucky, actually, on 71, 75 heading inbound. But that traffic is still slow as far as all the way back to around Buttermilk. But you know what? It's getting to be that time of day, and I'm telling you, Friday eases up, so a lot of the traffic is a little bit lighter in spots. You're still slow on 471 from around Memorial Parkway, 71, 75, still hitting those brakes right around Buttermilk to the bridge.
All right. You know, a Bulldog Nation member sent me a text, which is true, that, you know, everybody knows, like, George Washington cussed. I mean, I'm okay with the cussing stuff. But the call, and you're doing an interview, and you know this is going to be published, and you say that, not very presidential.
No.
At all. Here's some great news. This is so funny. Remember I said earlier in the show that I can't wait for the books to come out and the stories to come out from people who don't have to worry about their jobs or anything else? Well, it's now being reported. This was on the Drudge this morning. Former Biden aide is writing an angry tell-all. Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. It's going to be good.
I mean, it always happens.
And get this. The president hints he's going to support the Tigers in the World Series. Oh, let's see. How ridiculous. You've got San Francisco. He's going to win California. So I'm sure his advice, hey, Michigan's tied now. If you come out and support Detroit or the Tigers, then that'll help you win. He's so shameless. Shameless. I tell you right now, if it's tied, just think about this. If it is tied in Michigan, and a couple weeks before the election, you get the Detroit News to endorse your candidacy and the reasons that they gave, you don't think that the Romney campaign is not going to take that and run with it in commercials all across that state? You darn right they're going to. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, if you don't listen to me and realize that we need to cut the budget now, just like my good friend Senator Rand Paul was willing to do, the only one, guess what Spain's jobless numbers are now? Guess a percentage, Mike.
Guess of unemployed or?
Unemployed.
28.
I was going to say 30, but.
Well, I thought you guys guessed lower. You almost hit it right on the button. You're all close. 25%. Can you imagine in America, because they claim right now it's 8, can you imagine unemployment 3 times what it is? They say that if we don't get our act together on those that automatic cuts that are going to happen, 6 million more jobs will be lost by 2014. 6 million jobs. God, that'll scare the hell out of everybody.
They're saying that there's only 8% in the U.S.?
You know what we need to get back to? The glory days. That's what we need to get back to. Let's get back to the glory days. On Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Let's begin with a traffic report.
Well, still looking pretty much the same. You know what? It's actually a lot lighter than a normal day. Again, it is Friday. It seems to be moving a lot better. You're still the slowest spot, 71, 75 heading in northbound from around Buttermilk. You're still slow there. There was an earlier accident. That's probably part of the problem. It was blocking the left lane, and that was right around Dixie Highway. So, again, that has you about a 25-minute delay still there. But jumping over onto 471, looking at the camera there, you're just really slow from right around Memorial. Normally, it's all the way back to 27. So, from Memorial on into downtown, 71, not looking too bad. Slow there, right around the Ronald Reagan merge, heading in that southbound direction through the Kenwood Cut in the Hill. Southbound 75, pretty much just from Lockland on down to Paddock, so through that Ronald Reagan merge. And then the same with right around 75 and 74. You're slow there, just in both directions, just at the merge. So it's really, like I said, Friday. I think we have 4-day work week, and it's just looking a lot better for everybody heading out.
Well, this is Halloween weekend, of course, because this is the big weekend that people will celebrate Halloween, because Halloween is early next week. And I hope everybody has a safe and happy Halloween. And I hope if you've got kids to go out there and trick or treat, you have fun. And, of course, Halloween's a great adult party time. And I hope my Halloween party is a success. I think it's going to be. Apple quarterly earnings report. Let's discuss 5. Net income for the quarter was up. Revenue rose. Procter & Gamble reported a profit of $2.81 billion, down from $3 billion. But come on, concerning this economy, you're going to beat them up over that? Net sales fell 3.7%, but come on. New York Times, net earnings dropped 85%. Net income 2.2 compared to 15.7 million. Now that's bad. Amazon revenue rose 27%, but they posted a loss of $274 million. Sprint reported a loss of $767 million. Japan, you know that nuclear disaster at the Fukushima plant? It's still spilling out radioactive material in the Pacific Ocean. Walmart's going to open 100 stores over the next 3 years in China. That's really good because then they don't have to make stuff in China and ship it to our stores. They can just make it in China and keep it in their own stores. Recipe of the day is worth mentioning. It's called Bulldog beans. What the hell are Bulldog beans? You can check it out on our newsletter. There's somebody who submitted a recipe called, somebody's sucking up to me.
Well, you know what?
Bulldog beans. But that's okay.
I
like people that suck up to me.
Maybe it's pork and beans with hot dogs in it.
No, it's a half-pound bacon, drained and crumbled, onion, brown sugar, garlic powder, pork and beans, dry mustard, ketchup, and vinegar. Sounds good.
No hot dogs in there.
Remember, I want every dog to have their day, and I hope today is yours. You can follow me on Twitter, Bulldog with 3 L's. You can also follow me on Facebook. Also, listen to us every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9, except once a year we do a 12-hour show. 88.9 and 89.1. If you're wondering, when you're in Kentucky, 89.1 is the best signal, and when you're in Cincinnati, 88.9 is the best signal. Also, ClassXRadio.com. You can listen live there. Also on BulldogsNation.com. We also post the podcast. We also put our video simulcast up on Facebook and every place else. You can follow Class X on Facebook. You can also get the Class X Radio app. They have their own Facebook page. And also, I blog every day. I do a newsletter every day. You can text me or email me at eric@ericdeters.com. You can text me at 859-250-2527. You have an idea for a show. You just want to have fun talking about what we're talking about. Or if you got a legal question, nobody provides a service like I do. You can get information about my law practice at ericdeters.com. So there you have it. Have we done traffic yet?
We've done traffic.
This is funny. This email, we ought to read these off because this is probably our highest listening time right here in the morning. This was from old Jim Shue yesterday. By the way, you can call in 513-201-8891 is our phone number. Let me see what else. You can also help Class X by buying our Class X from our website. Click on store to see our shirts, mugs, totes, and Class X pennant. Be a part of the radio station. Become friends of Class X on 2 Facebook pages. There's a new Class X magazine coming sometime mid-December. It's going to be published monthly. Let me see. The best spot for local music on Tuesday nights with Eddie on the Kindred Sanction Show, 8 to 10 p.m. What else do we have here? We need to continue to educate the public so they don't think AC/DC only has 2 songs and 1 album. Now, this is so funny because Chuck Holbrook sent me a text this morning saying, what's a Class X purist that I was teasing?
Right.
You know what I said? This is so funny that's what Jim Shue said. Because I said, a Class X purist is the dude that wants you to play the 5th track on AC/DC's 3rd album that's never was played ever on the radio and thinks that you're an idiot because you don't know the name of the song.
The deep album cuts.
Yeah. And look, that's exactly what he said. And I respect, let me tell you an example. Yeah. Bob Michaels, for example, I follow his Facebook postings and whatnot. My gosh, and I listened to him on the show yesterday. Then they talk about stuff that I have no idea. They talk about bands I've never heard of. They talk about music.
Well, there's a lot of local bands that actually are. That's what Kindred Sanction is. So there's so many local bands around the tri-state.
Tell everybody what's going on tonight with the Jefferson Starship show.
Well, they gave away tickets yesterday, or giving away 2 tickets. So that's at the Syndicate in Newport, and I know they have a buffet set up down there. As far as now, those tickets are already gone because those went to people that donated. But anybody that wants to go down to the Syndicate, they can go down to the Syndicate and buy tickets. It's not a sold-out show. So, again, that's Starship, and that is, I believe it starts at 7 or 7:30 tonight. So that's really all I know about it. I mean, the stuff that we had yesterday was on the tickets that we were giving away. We had 2 tickets with backstage passes and a meet and greet, basically, and dinner. So anybody that made a big donation yesterday got a chance to win those, so that's at least good. You know, there's other stuff going on all around the tri-state, though, this weekend, like the Blue Man Group. That's still out there. That's through the 28th. So next week you could go see them, and that is just downtown at the Aronoff Center. Also, you know what? Grandpa, what do they call you? Pawpaw? Disney?
Pop-Pop.
Pop-Pop? Disney.
I'm Pop-Pop. No other grandfather in the tri-states allows to use that Pop-Pop name now.
Well, you better be. At least I'm not calling you Pop.
I'm going to trademark it.
Disney on Ice, and they have the Treasure Trove. So that's going on Wednesday through Friday. And then the Afghan Wigs, we were talking about this yesterday because we have tickets to Afghan Wigs, or had a pair of tickets yesterday.
That's messed up. Yeah. Afghan Wigs. These people, the way they name their bands, man, it's crazy.
And then let's see, we also have Run Like Hell. Now that is a fun 5K run, and that is tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and you can dress up and run. So that's a fundraiser, and that money goes as well to cystic fibrosis. So, and then there's a party tomorrow night, an after party for the Run Like Hell. So that ought to be interesting, seeing everybody run through the hills downtown. All over the place, all dressed up. There's a family fun night at the Cincinnati Museum Center, so you could try that out. That's from 4 to 8. What is Mo? Do you know, Jake? What is Mo? It's at the Tap
band
Theater. Yeah, is that what it is?
They're kind of like a hippie jam band.
Okay, because there's a lot of that going on over the Rhine. It just says over the indie alternative rock folk music, I guess, downtown. Alice in Wonderland is out, and you can go see that. That's at Music Hall.
I think that's a production.
Okay.
A live play.
Right. That's at Music Hall. So it's presented by the Cincinnati Ballet. But you can go to that. You can get reservations, so you can go there and check that out. Also, the Cincinnati NAACP Freedom Fund Drive, and that's going on from 7 to 10. That's October 27th. So what is that? Is that Saturday? That's Saturday. Bat Fest at the Cincinnati Museum Center.
It's actually really cool if you've never been.
I haven't. I mean, actually, I don't know if I have. Maybe years ago. Did they used to have...
go and they have live bats and they'll fly around and all that.
Don't they have that anyway in the caves?
They have bats in the cave, but they're outside of the cave.
Ew, but wouldn't that freak people out having bats fly all over?
Well, if bats freak you out, I don't think you're going to be going to
Bat
Bat
Fest.
Fest.
Oh, well, I guess. You know what? My kids, when they were little, loved that kind of thing. Absolutely loved it. The Metropolitan Opera, I don't know if anybody wants to hear about that. The Seussical Jr., that's going on. And then Main Strasse, they're having the dog costume parade. So that'll be interesting. That's on Sunday, October 28th. So 1 to 4. You can dress your dogs. Yeah.
The Paw Raid. I'm going down.
The Paw Raid. Paw. Yeah, PAWR. You going to take your dog down? What are you dressing your dog up as?
Well, it's my girlfriend's dog. I forget what.
I was going to say, I'm glad you said dog.
I think it's just like a tutu thing.
Yeah. Well, you don't know.
I forget exactly, but I think it's just a tutu.
I used to have a pumpkin costume for mine.
Tutu.
On his dog.
She's a little Yorkie, so she can't wear too much.
Oh, I have a little. How big is she? I have a little Yorkie.
She's pretty small. She's like a teacup
Oh.
We think Australian mix.
Oh, I have a teacup Chihuahua that's the size of a teapot.
A teacup Chihuahua.
He's as big as a football.
Me?
He's as big as a football.
Are you going to take whiskey down to the Paul raid?
No, I probably ought to, but I'm not. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, there's a story in the Inquirer this morning about my lawsuit against St. Elizabeth Medical Center where it appears that there's a practice with their physicians, or some of their physicians, or all their physicians, that if you go in for an office visit and you ask them about more than one thing, they will bill you for as many office visits as you ask them a question. So you might spend 5 minutes with the doctor and be billed 3 times for 3 office visits.
Because you asked 3 questions?
Yeah, like, oh, doc, I'm here for my physical. Oh, but can you check this mole out? And, oh, by the way, my ear might be infected. So they do all 3 things, 3 office visits.
What doctor is this?
St. Elizabeth Physicians Group. I've had several people contact me, and I did do some verification.
Huh. Because I think that's what my doctors have changed to.
I'll bet you that we will find documents that will show that they train the doctors how to. Doctors aren't involved in that. So I'll guarantee you that internally there's memos, emails, and training sessions trying to get the doctors to learn how to bill more. Why? Because St. E's has a monopoly, in my legal opinion, in northern Kentucky.
They do anymore.
You cannot go anywhere without being St. E's. I think it's a violation of antitrust law, and it's wrong. And they try to claim that this will bring costs down because of consolidated services. That's the way they always sell it. And then once they got the monopoly, they're home free. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, this is my favorite Van Halen song. This is not a deep track, but it's got great cowbell. Tonight, it's Halloween. We'll be dancing the night away. Class X Radio. Traffic report.
I can give you a traffic report. We have a little bit of traffic left over anyway for most of you that are still out there listening. 71, 75 seems to be the heaviest spot, but it's eased up a lot. They moved an accident off onto the right shoulder right around Kyle's Lane or Dixie in that area, so things are starting to move a lot better for you. Jumping over onto 471 if you're heading inbound there. That's looking a lot better as well. Not even really seeing a whole lot of a problem, and can't see much on the cameras anyway, so if there's anything, it's just in that right-hand lane on the Big Mac Bridge. You know how you cross across there. Heading inbound on 74. Now, you're starting to hit your brakes there right around North Bend, continuing over. There was an earlier accident as well. The rest of the interstates really are kind of just starting to ease up out there. I mean, not really seeing much of a problem on 71. It's looking pretty good. Kind of running down the cameras there, even through the Kenwood cut, not seeing much of a problem. Right around Kenwood, everything looking pretty good. 75 jumping over there. I'm driving down with my finger, even right around the Ronald Reagan merge. That traffic seems fairly light.
All right, thanks for the traffic report. Joining us in studio, and I forgot all about this. This is a shameless client of mine who asked to just come on the radio. And what do? I decide to comply. And your family is from all the way from
Somerset.
You got to speak right.
Somerset, Kentucky.
Somerset, Kentucky. No, but you live up here in Ohio.
Right. We live in Owensville, Ohio.
That's what I was saying, Owensville, Ohio. And you and your husband and your kids drove all the way to Owensville, Ohio just to be on Class X Radio. Is that not correct?
Yeah.
See, a privilege of being on Bulldog Nation.
Right, oh, yeah.
Well, tell the ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, your name.
Chastity Johnson.
Okay. Are you going to come to the Halloween party tonight?
I'll try, yeah.
All right.
As long as my hogs don't get out.
See, the hogs.
You always got to worry about the hogs.
By the way we got to know them is they started sending Chuck and I messages. They're hog farmers.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. And they wanted us to come up and, was it judge the hogs or something like that?
No, we wanted you to come and watch the show.
Watch the hog show. Did your hogs win?
Yes. Both of them won second and first.
Second and first. How do you like that?
What kind of show is it? Like a beauty pageant for hogs? I mean, what do you do with them?
No, the boys can tell you more about it. What they do is they go out and they walk their hogs daily for at least 4 to 6 months while they're babies and train them to walk in the arena. And then the judge goes in.
Kind of like a horse show, but you kind of parade the hogs?
Right.
You want me to tell you a hog story? We had hogs on Green Road. And this is one of the most terrible tragedies. Earmuffs if you don't want to hear this story. You know how hogs, you give them when they birth their little piglets, you have heat lamps? Mm-hmm. I am not kidding you. a heat lamp had fallen down on this mother.
Oh.
And burnt the living heck out of her all night. I mean, you talk about feeling like animal cruelty. Today, they'd probably throw you in jail for that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they would. Now, let's get a poll. Since you're in Ohio, you vote.
Yes.
All right, well, we're going to find out what the heart of America is going to vote. Is the hog farmers of Ohio, are you for Romney or Barack Obama?
Romney.
Why? Don't answer that question. You're going to look at me that way. You're going to vote for Romney.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, good for you. I'm glad you're going to vote for Mitt Romney. Is there anything that you would like to say to the ladies and gentlemen of the American jury that live in Ohio and throughout the country that might be listening to us online? Give us a message, a profound message from the hog farmers from Owensville, Ohio. About anything. You make a terrible radio guest. I just want to tell you, Chastity, I'm glad you're my client, and your husband and your kids are great, but you make a terrible radio. You talk in these meetings all the time, and then you freeze up on the microphone.
I want to ask her more about this hog. It sounds like a hog pageant. That's what it sounds like. I mean, what do you do with them when they win? Is it like Charlotte's Web? I mean, do you
Well, we have 7 of them on the premises right now. 1 boar and 6 gill.
Have you ever heard the expression useless as the on a boar hog? We used to say it on the farm.
Uh-huh.
Barack Obama is as useless as the on a boar hog.
Uh-huh.
Now, did you know that Pink Floyd has a song about what you do?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Is that your theme song? Do you play that when you feed your hogs?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, this is Pink Floyd, Pigs, on Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog, on Class X Radio. We're wrapping up our show. Did a lot of radio yesterday, doing some more radio today. And then, of course, today's Halloween. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful Halloween. And I hope everybody has a safe Halloween. It's important to have a safe Halloween. Denise, give us our final traffic report before the weekend.
I'm going to tell you, Halloween is the 31st. Today just happens to be your big Halloween, because it's your big Halloween party. So just so everybody knows. But we can keep wishing everybody happy Halloween all through next week. Gosh, when is the 31st? Next Tuesday, Thursday? I don't even know.
I think.
Wednesday? Okay, well, you would know. Okay, here we go. We have one accident out there right now, and that is in the Franklin County area. That accident is on southbound 75 right around Monroe, so that's exit 29. So if you're in that area, you might have some problems there. I'm not seeing it on the camera, but just be aware. And you know what? Everything really is that time of day, and it's Friday. Everything's just kind of cleared out for you, which, since we're getting ready to leave, that's good news, don't you think?
I think so. Anyway, bottom line is the weather's going to be a little colder this weekend. But, of course, Halloween parties that are inside, it doesn't make any difference. We cover presidential politics, and, of course, it looks like all across the country, Mitt Romney has momentum. When you look at Colorado, which is now really moved to Romney, Virginia, Michigan tied, Pennsylvania. And, of course, the candidates are going to be campaigning nonstop. I think this is where Romney has a huge advantage because Barack Obama's lazy. He's not used to working hard, campaigning hard, going long distances at all. I mean, he just really isn't. So I think when he's out there busting his fanny, I think that it's going to make a big difference. I think that he has an opportunity to just keep that momentum going all the way. The debates are over. He has more money. And, I just think that he can bring it home. And I think Barack Obama making this gaffe about BSer is huge. To say big, to actually say this is absolutely huge. To call Mitt Romney is just unbelievable. And if Mitt Romney would have said that, can you imagine what would happen, Jake? What would you think happened, Jake?
I think he'd get painted in such a negative way. And, I don't see anything about Obama being...
Right. Blacks would say it's racist.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They would say it's racist. There's no question at all that they would say it was racist. And but it's not racist. It's, what Obama said wasn't even racist. It was just not acting very presidential. I want to remind everybody that when he was elected president, this is documented in that book by Susskind, that he got in the Oval Office and he was just shocked. He was shocked he won. He got in the race to kind of raise his profile. And when Oprah endorsed him and he flew past Hillary, he was shocked. and he gets elected. You all trusted him. But thank goodness the women are waking up. It's now 47-47. Turn on Chastity's microphone again. Chastity?
Yes.
You are a woman that is for Romney. Yes. Why? Isn't it wonderful that women are now lining up like you and he is now tied with the women voters?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've been hard on the women voting for Barack Obama. I thought it was like they felt like, oh, he's a handsome black man. Let's erase the black guilt, and they're going to vote for him. But I'm going to ask you, you're a woman. I got to ask you this. Do you care more about economics and jobs or whether or not the government's going to pay a woman contraceptives? What's more important to you?
Jobs.
Jobs. It's the economy, isn't it?
Yeah, and education.
Education's important. Are your kids getting a good education in the public high school system in Ohio?
Well, my oldest one's already graduated, but my youngest one's in 7th grade. And he's doing fairly well, yeah.
Good.
There could be more.
Are they going to grow up and become pig farmers like you? They're going to follow in your footsteps?
No.
What are they going to do? What do they want to be? Do you know it's hard for young people to get jobs these days?
The youngest one, I would say, would probably become a lawyer.
All right. We could open up an Owensville law office.
There you go.
Going to work with the Bulldog?
Yeah. Wow.
We love the Bulldog.
Well, we love you guys, too. You guys are the epitome of the Bulldog Nation members. People don't believe me. I don't hang out with hoity-toities. I hang out with regular people.
Other than the realtor?
Yeah, the realtor, with exception. I got the hoity-toity realtor.
Yeah.
Was she not hoity-toity?
And she was hoity-toity.
And boy, she was hoity-toity. Just so you know, Judy, everybody in here thought you were hoity-toity yesterday, and they agreed with my cross-examination. She denied being hoity-toity, and then I proved, Chastity, that her highest listing is $3 million.
Yep. But she wouldn't list
you
a
gotta be
$30,000.
You got to be hoity-toity. Yeah, when I said you want a shack for $30,000, she got to think about it. Yep. That's okay, though. Let's face it. I'll tell you right now, if I was a realtor, I'd like to have $3 million listings.
Yeah.
You know? And if the economy improves, my guess is you could try to sell them.
You might have a chance.
You can list them.
Of course, you get those tax breaks.
Yeah. No, and you know what? And you need to mention to her because I think she was trying to compete with Cutler Realty. So we need to get her making a donation. She was supposed to make a donation yesterday. Somehow she managed to escape without that. So we're calling you out on that, Judy. We need you to get the Bulldog a check tonight at his party, just to help. You know,
we're going to get you real liquored up and then ask for it.
Well, the deal was she said she would do it. So anybody that I let come in here yesterday and be on the air had to make a donation. Oh, speaking of which, we need a pig. Can we get a pig donated? She's looking at me. We need bacon.
Bacon.
That's what I said.
Bacon.
Like the dog. Bacon. Where's the bacon kind of thing?
Well, I can tell you right now, I like bacon, but it's off my menu these days because I'm fit.
Oh.
I'm fit. I'm working on being fit. And you know what's just funny? When I worked on the farm all the way up to I was 19, I didn't work out, didn't have to work out. I would come in from working on the farm from 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning till 5, 6, 7, whenever, and I would just be exhausted. It'd be like, go to sleep. But when I stopped working on the farm when I was 19 is when I started running, lifting weights, doing karate and all that stuff. And there's just it's a totally different dynamic as far as fitness and being in shape. I mean, for example, you can work on the farm, but you can't go run a wind sprint. But you might be running a wind sprint, but you wear out in hayfield. I mean, it's just totally different exercise. But I can tell you right now, working on the farm, you burnt all the calories that you ate. There was absolutely no question. And these farmers live pretty darn long because of the exercise and everything else that they get on an everyday basis. My dad is 82 years old, for example, and he works on the farm still. He's very active, and it's amazing. Jimmy Beckett, his good old buddy, farmer in Butler, Kentucky, he lived to be like 90-some years old, and the entire time he ate eggs, bacon, greasy bacon, biscuits, butter, and the whole bit. But it didn't have any effect on him whatsoever. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, this is a football weekend, and just to prove that football bypasses baseball, does everybody get excited? Does the whole country get excited every weekend about baseball? No. They do for football. Friday night football. Come on, X. Beat Louisville, St. X. You know what I'm saying? It's just huge. Elder, I hope you win at home. And college football on Saturday. You got high school. You got college football. and then pro football, and then pro football on Monday night. You don't have that excitement. I mean, for example, all America watches the Monday night football game or the Sunday night football game. Not all America watches a game between Detroit and Houston unless it's a playoff game. I do think a lot of people want to watch playoff games when they normally didn't. So we're gonna start playing Class X type music beginning next week. But until then, oh, by the way, I want to know this. I wonder if George Harrison, What Is Life, offends the Class X purist. I hope it doesn't.
Well, we don't care, do we?
No, we don't.
You know what?
Every dog. That's right. We call that shot.
Yeah.
Bill Spry, we are not going to get rid of George Harrison, What Is Life. You like this song, Chastity?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for coming in, driving in from Owensville. It's good to have you. If you need to buy a pig, sell a pig, you want to look at a pig, pet a pig, roll around the slot with a pig.
Act like a
Eat a pig.
Yeah, we'll give you Chastity's phone number. She'll sell you some bacon. But until then, have a great weekend. Be safe. Every dog has their day. I hope tomorrow is yours. This is Eric Deters, the Bulldog, on Class X Radio.